Alright, so I'm going to be messing with the bees a little bit today. Let's hope they're not too aggressive. Got them all riled up with the smoke, but that should make them want to go eat honey. Where can I set the smoker that's not going to be blowing on you guys or me? That looks like a good spot. Alright, so I got some 5-frame nukes here. Man, they put some good tape on that. Wrap that up so the bees don't get stuck to it. They're a little bit angry, but they're not being too bad yet. I'm also not in the hive yet, so let's hope this goes well. Oh, they got that glued shut good. Oh yeah. I don't know how well you guys can see the bees there, but give them just a little bit of nice smoke. Get them eating honey for a second. Alright, now we gotta split these frames apart. They got them good and propolis is the bee glue. Got one end up. And that is a frame full of about 50% brood, 50% honey. Hopefully you guys can see pretty good. The darker colored wax is brood. The lighter colored is honey. I don't think the queen will be on this cell because all of the brood is capped. So she should be on a frame that has uncapped brood laying eggs in it. They're not too bad today. Not being aggressive yet. I don't see the queen yet. I might not see her. I'm not the best at finding queens. But that's another frame, 50-50 of honey and brood. As long as I keep getting 50% honey, 50% brood, I will throw these every other frame. Getting a little more smoke, they're getting a little rowdy. You don't want your smoker too hot, so you want to light it a little while before you go out, and then let it burn down and just kind of be smoldering. You don't want to hit them with hot smoke, you want to hit them with nice cool smoke. And it gives them a natural instinct to go and eat honey because they think that their hive is going to catch on fire, and they want to get as much honey eaten up as they can before they have to fly off. There's a couple of drones on that one. I thought I seen the queen, but did not. A lot of bees there. Try not to smash them. Every bee you smash, they have to make a new one, so they're not making honey, they're making bees. And we want these guys to be making as much honey as possible. Lots of brood. They're getting ready to grow. Ooh, there's a couple of queen cells on the bottom of this one. and they are capped. Hopefully that doesn't mean they need a new queen. Hopefully they're just getting a little too packed in there and want to expand. Like I said, I won't be surprised if I don't see the queen. I'm not very good at finding them unless I really, really look for them, and I just want to get these guys into a big hive. Come on. Now that is a frame full of bees. And they are in fact eating up honey. I bet she's on this frame just based on how many bees are on it. Hopefully you guys can hear me. I'm trying not to be too loud. Get the bees riled up. All right. I'm going to try to put a frame in between each of those frames. We got a bunch of frames out here, so find some good ones hopefully. Like that looks like a pretty good frame of drawn comb. So we'll stick that between a couple here. Just nice and gentle in. And we'll push that one over to it. I believe I set this one here because, yep, that's another decent frame. Get that between these two. Alright, we had some mice get into a couple of the hives that had died out and eat some of the bottoms off the frames. I don't want to use those, they're already integrally damaged. That one's not drawn out, but it'll be alright. Like I was saying, that one's got mice damage, so just gonna toss it to the side. Probably throw this one on the outside here since it doesn't have anything on it, and they'll come over and fill it out in no time. Find a nice middle one here. I know I set a couple over there. That one doesn't look very good. There's a good middle one. Already drawn out. They still have a little bit of room though. It's a nice middle one. Need one more frame. We run 10 frame hives, so I actually think I might give them this brand new frame. It is not drawn out at all, but it has wire for them. It guides them. They draw it out up and down. That one will guide them pretty well. Just go in nice and gentle. Try not to smush any more bees than you have to. I need to come out here with the weed eater and knock down some of this brush around these guys. But find an inner board, set on top of that, and then I'll put the... Ooh, I knocked it off its framework a little bit. It'll be alright. It's not all the way off. Give me 1 second. I'll go over here and grab a top board. So the top board is just going to give them one more way of escape. It has a little hole right in the front there that they can go in and out. piece of grass I got in there out. They don't like anything foreign in there. But yeah, get that top board on there. And then take the lid and you'll put it on there and you'll leave it all the way forward. That way they can go down and out in between that front little hole there. There's a few bees left in here. I'm gonna take these guys and set them right in front of it, and they'll smell the queen in here, and then they'll work their way up. Knock down some brush with it too that way. There's some thin brush up here right in front of it, but nothing too terrible. Yeah, now those guys will smell the queen. There's not a lot of bees, and they'll work their way into that hive hopefully. The other ones will be able to find their way in and out. And that's one hive. I got a second one here. I got to set another hive up where this one was, but I'll bring you back. Okay, these guys aren't going to be quite as lucky as the last guys. I don't have drawn out comb for them. I also appear to have misplaced my, there it is, scraper for prying them off. It's getting dark, so hopefully this video gets out to you. I think the first one will be alright. This one we might go into the dark and I might cut you off early. We'll just see how it looks when I'm editing. Might as well film it in case it turns out good. And if it doesn't, I'm just out the 30 seconds it took me to set up the camera. I had a bee crawl up my leg right after I turned the camera off, got up my pant leg. So hopefully that doesn't happen again. Not really worried about getting stung, but why get stung if you don't have to, right? It did sting me in the leg too, but it happens. Alright, get this set up a little better for them. And then the rate that these guys look like they are growing, I will probably be back out here in a week to see if they need a new box added on to the top of them. I'll run 2 deeps, and then once they get those 2 deeps full, I'll get 1 shallow and put on top, and then once they get that one filled with honey, throw another one, and so on and so forth until they cap all the honey in one, and then I'll pull it. Doesn't look like there's quite as many bees in this one, but that's alright. There's still plenty in there. Maybe they're all hiding on the other side. Plenty of brood though, so they're about to take off. They just needed more room, and we're giving it to them. Now, since I did that one every other frame, this one I'm going to do the 5 in the center, and then I'll actually put the other frames on the empty frames on the outside. I like to do a little bit different things with both of them, see which one works out better. I know some guys will say always do it one way, always do it the other way, but I like to try different things, see what works. We've made plenty of honey in our day, so obviously we know how to do something right. Might not be the best, might not be perfect, but we get honey and we have bees. So these guys might actually be just a tad bit calmer than the other hive. There is less of them in there. They might not be grumpy because they weren't overcrowded. Gentle guys. I just bragged about you, don't get mean now. Oh, that one popped off hard. They tell they didn't like that, but still a lot of bees in there. Oh, I forgot to put a reducer on the front of this one. That one has a reducer on it. Set these guys in front just like that other hive. We'll go in and find their queen. Got my frames back here. Oh. Dummy, dropped one. Get one there. Made that a little too tight. Still got one in though. That one had some drawn comb on it, but it wasn't where it needed to be, so have to pop that off. And last one. And I'll bring you guys back in better daylight sometime when I'm doing this, and you guys can get a better idea. I just needed to get this done. Alright, I got a pissed off one out on me. Gave it a puff of smoke. Hopefully that calms it down. Alright, I'm gonna find a board and get it on there.